Hi everyone, I am Akshit from ENH iSecure and thank you for joining the demo session. This session is about integrating SailPoint IIQ with Okta. Hope you have gone through the presentation of this integration, where we have covered the prerequisites and integration flow about this. Now let's quickly move into the demo. First, log in into Okta admin dashboard. Once we logged in, navigate to group sections. Here we will find the existing groups and members that we will work in this use case. In the group section, locate the software engineer group. In this group, we have two users, Mike and Jack. And also we will notice that some applications are attached to this group. Now let's focus on Jack user who also has access to Salesforce OIDC application. This application access is no longer needed for him, so we need to remove it at the time of access review. Now let's move on to the integration of SailPoint IIQ with Okta. To begin, navigate to Applications and click on Create App Integration button. From the available options, select SAML Integration and give a application name. Let's call it as SailPoint IIQ. Next, we will need to enter the SSO URL and audience URL. In the name ID field, select email address. Once all the details are entered, click on View SAML Instructions. This will open in a new tab with all the necessary URLs and details that we will need to configure in SailPoint IIQ. Next, log in into your SailPoint IIQ instance as system administrator. Once we logged in, navigate to the global settings section. In the global settings, go to login configuration and select SSO configuration. Here we will uncheck the rule-based SSO option and enable the SAML-based SSO. Now take the SAML details which we retrieved from Okta and fill them in the corresponding fields in SailPoint IIQ. This includes the SSO URL, audience URL, and X509 certificate. And also fill the service provider details such as entity ID and SAML URL, which is also known as ACS URL. And select email address for name ID format. Finally, we will need to write a correlation rule to link users from Okta to SailPoint IIQ. The rule which is shown on the screen is used in this demo. Click Save to save the changes. Next, navigate to Okta dashboard. In the assignment tabs, assign users such as I am assigning myself in this demo as a manager and also assigning a system admin user. which is used to configure the certificate in SailPoint IIQ. As we see, two users are assigned to SailPoint IIQ application. Let's start by creating an API token. First, navigate to API section in Okta and click on Tokens and click on Create Token to begin the process. For the token name, give it SailPoint IIQ token and select any IP from the drop-down and click on Create Token. Once the token is created, make sure to copy and save the token securely. Now create an Okta application in SailPoint. Click on Application Definition and click on Add New Application. Now enter the application name as Okta and choose the appropriate owner and set the application type to Okta. Make sure to check the authoritative application checkbox. Now move to the configuration tab. Here we will enter the Okta URL and API token that we have copied earlier. Next, in the filter condition section, we will specify that we want only fetch active accounts and include only users from the software engineer group. Now copy the group ID from the URL. After setting the filter conditions, click on test connection to verify the connection is successful. Once the test connection is successful, now we can proceed to schema tab. In the schema tab, click on discovery schema attributes. This will fetch the Okta attributes into SailPoint IIQ. Once the schema attributes are discovered, now we can click on preview button to view the user details imported from Okta. As we see, to fetch group details from Okta, you can follow the same process for group section. As we see, software engineer groups are visible. Now let's move to the correlation tab. In this section, we will set up the account correlation rule. First, map the Okta ID attribute to the SailPoint identity attribute. For the manager attribute, match the Okta manager ID attribute to the SailPoint identity attribute. After configuring the correlation rules, click on Save to save your changes. We will begin by mapping the Okta attributes to SailPoint attribute. Go to Global Settings and click on Identity Mapping. These are the SailPoint IIQ attributes. Now we need to map the Okta attributes to this SailPoint IIQ attribute. Click on any attribute under source mapping, add source and select Okta application and select the Okta attribute which we need to map the attribute. Click add and click save. Now follow these same steps for other attributes as well. ID attribute is manually created in SailPoint IIQ, which is used to map the Okta's ID attribute. After mapping, click on Setup and then select Task. We will create two tasks. First, we will create account aggregation. In this aggregation, we will name this aggregation as Okta Account Aggregation. After, we will select Okta application. And we will select all actions to include in the task result. Then click Save. After, we will create account group aggregation. Now name it as Okta Group Account Aggregation. And select the Okta application and click on Save. Now we will execute the two tasks which we have created. Now we will wait till we get the success status. Once we get success status, all the Okta users will be successfully created in SailPoint IIQ. To verify, go to Identities and select Identity Warehouse. There we will have all the identities. After that, let's make one imported Okta user as system administrator. For that, search identity with name, in this case system admin. Click on the identity and go to user rights tab and choose system administrator under user capabilities and click on save. Actually, this user is used to create manager certification in SailPoint IIQ. As we see, we are successfully assigned system administrator role to this user. To verify the setup, log in into the Okta dashboard using system admin and enter password for this user. After successful authentication, we will be redirected to Okta end user dashboard. From here, click on SailPoint IIQ application that was assigned earlier. Since user has system admin privileges, they will be redirected to SailPoint IIQ admin dashboard. Once logged in, click on Setup and select Certification. In the certification page, click New Certificate and select Manager. And in the recipient field, choose the manager, example Akshit Konaparthi. Set the execution frequency to quarterly and check the Run Now checkbox. And in the Include Application field, select Okta and click Next. Check the Process Revoked Immediately checkbox and then click on Next. Click Next and click on Schedule Certification. After this, an email will be sent to the manager if the email service is configured for SailPoint IIQ instance. Next, we will log in as manager using Okta credentials. Now enter the password for this user. Now click on SailPoint IIQ application. This will be redirect to the SailPoint IIQ dashboard. In the dashboard, they will see a notification and also in access review tile. Once we clicked on access review tile, now we can show that we have one certification camping. Now click on start. Now the manager will revoke access to Salesforce OIDC application for the user Jack and approve other resources. After clicking save, now click on sign off decision to finalize the decision. To verify that the access has been removed, now go to the Okta admin dashboard. Now we will see that Salesforce OIDC application is no longer available in Jack's user profile. Well, this concludes the session about integrating SailPoint IIQ with Okta. Thank you for your attention. I hope this demo has offered valuable insights into how integrating SailPoint IIQ with Okta can strengthen your organization's security posture and streamline access to SailPoint IIQ app.